In this video we're going to look at my final team for game week 2. Now I didn't make any transfer because I think my team was alright. I was happy with my score last week, and in fact from the 15 players, 14 players started the match. So 14 from 15 were starters. Only Marguyu from Sunderland was not starting. But 14 players starting from the match for me is good enough to not make any transfer. We start with the goalkeepers. Kai Sanchez from Chelsea played the whole match against Crystal Palace, had a clean sheet. There's no reason to substitute him. Dubravka played the whole match for Burnley, so keep him on the bench. He's a 4.0 goalkeeper who plays every minute, which is excellent for a second goalkeeper. Now in defense, of course Murillo from Nottingham Forest, Tarkowski from Everton and Richards from Crystal Palace. There's no reason at all to make any changes. And I think that they played a very, very good match. And the point from those defenders is they have a lot of defensive contributions. Tarkowski even had 15 defensive contributions. And I think that he will get a lot of points from defensive contributions. So 2 points if he gets 10 defensive contributions. I rather have a defender with a lot of defensive contributions than a defender with a goal threat. And you can also say, why don't you choose like Frimpong or a Porro who has more goal threat, who will go forward like a wingback and have more goals or assists. But I rather have a defender with defensive contributions, because I think Tarkowski get 40 points from defensive contributions this year, which is the same as, let's say, 13 assists. That's 39 points, 13 assists. Assist is 3 points. You need 13 assists to get to 39, 40 points. And Tarkowski will get those points from defensive contributions, which is almost a no-brainer. He had 15 against Leeds United, which is not the best team in the world, but even then he had 15 defensive contributions. So I'd rather have a defender with defensive contributions like Richards and Murillo than a defender with a bit of a goal threat. And how many goals are defenders going to make? 6 points for a defender, but how many goals are they going to make and how many assists? I don't think as much as defensive contributions. So that's my reasoning between the 3 centre-backs in my team. Now the midfield, there's no reason at all to change the midfield. Salah was a bit ghosting against Bournemouth. I need to keep an eye on that situation with Salah, because I think he was a little bit invisible. But for now there's no reason at all to change Salah. And of course Anderson, who does what he has to do, 5.5 midfielders, 6 points. Semenyo was brilliant. But Semenyo was a bit a hit or a miss. I don't expect him to make 2 goals against Wolverhampton. He's a bit of hit and miss. He can miss 5 chances in a row. All of a sudden he can make 2 goals in a row, so you never know. But 7.0, I'm happy with him. Cole Palmer, I'm not too concerned about Cole Palmer. There's a lot of concern about Palmer, but I think he will do well. I have a lot of faith in Cole Palmer. I expect him against West Ham United to have a goal or an assist today. Now Florian Wirtz played very well against Bournemouth, but he didn't make a goal or an assist, but his link-up play with Ekitike is very, very good, and also with Salah. He's a link-up player, but he will make the goals and he will have his assists. In front I have Pedro and Watkins. And Watkins played the whole match. He played 90 minutes. He's a regular starter for Aston Villa. And Aston Villa doesn't have very, very difficult fixtures. João Pedro from Chelsea. They had a tough match against Crystal Palace, 0-0. But now the fixtures get a little bit easier. West Ham United cannot defend as well as Crystal Palace. On the bench I have Estefe from Burnley, Goodmanson from Leeds United. They start. Goodmanson was even man of the match against Everton, so they are 2 very good picks. Marguyu doesn't start, but there's not one 4.5 forward who started for that team. And then Dubravka. So I'm not going to make any changes, which means I have 2 transfers for game week 3, which makes it much, much easier. The only player I'm thinking of putting into my team is Ekitike from Liverpool. If Ekitike from Liverpool continues like he has been doing so far, I get Ekitike in my team. It's not a very difficult substitution. and Watkins out, and Ekitike in, or maybe something else. Ekitike is a forward for Liverpool, but he's doing very, very, very well, better than expected even, and I think I get Ekitike in, but only not earlier than game week 4. Because Liverpool has difficult fixtures, Newcastle away and Arsenal at home. So when I get Ekitike in from Liverpool, it's only from game week 4. And I might even consider getting Salah out and Haaland in, but that's much too early for now. I will keep an eye on Salah. But Ekitike is a player on my watch list at this moment. So this was the end of the video. We talked about my final team for game week 2.